What are you doing?
Get out of here, it's mine!
Jeez.
Hey there, YouTube friends and family. What is going on? It's the guy with beard, guns, and gear, and hanging out here today. And I have a bit of a confession. I'm kind of in the doghouse. Not really, but a little bit in the doghouse. And you guys or girls, if you have a spouse, you've been there. The conversation basically takes place somewhere along these lines. Honey, I picked something up today, but hear me out. This is going to save me so much money. Oh my God. It's insane. Basically, it's free. By the time you do the calculations, it's free. In fact, it might even be paying me. Just give it some time. I'm going to save so much money off of this that we're living rent free. Guys and girls, you know what I'm talking about. You did something, maybe it was an impulse buy, or maybe you thought about it for a long time. I've been thinking about this purchase for a really long time, like 8-10 years, maybe even more. And I've been tossing around the idea. I almost literally jumped on board sometime around COVID, but everybody warned me now is not the time. Prices have gone up on everything, and this will kind of give it a hint. But, or should I just do, we haven't done an unbox video in a long time, and this has got like a lot of cool stuff. And I'm like all into little cool projects and things you have to buy in order to complete that project. That's why I kind of collect like collector cards, because you have to complete the set, and then there's always another set. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'll give you another hint. Did you guys ever play Fallout? I played a lot of it when it first came out, and then I had to go cold turkey because I was becoming obsessed with collecting stuff in Fallout. It was to the point where if I walked down the street and I saw a bottle cap on the road, I wanted to pick it up. So over the last 8-10 years, I have been amassing an insane amount of brass. I'm not even sure if I can pick this up. And I'm pretty choosy about what I pick up. So, that's a lot. And that's not even all of it. I started with a small bucket, went to a bigger bucket, bigger bucket. So I have an insane amount of not just 223, but every caliber I have. 9mm, 357, 38 special, everything I see. When I shoot, for instance, 30-30 even, I keep the brass casings. Because you never know. It could happen. You might need it. That's going to give a big hint. So I don't know if I should do like the big reveal or let's do the big reveal. Yeah, we're doing the big reveal. So I got to move this stuff out of the way because, like I said, there's so many things you have to buy with this. So I have been fighting the urge. I picked this up. Oh my God, this thing is heavy. There we go. And you can get a look at what that is from the side. This is a Hornady lock and load classic kit. And I'm going to wait for the comments to blow up on this because everybody's going to say, why did you waste your money on this? You should have bought this kit, or you should have gone this way, or why didn't you get a turret press or a progressive? If you're going to go single stage, why didn't you get a Lee? It's so much cheaper, or a rock chucker. Believe me, I have been doing an insane amount of research. YouTube videos, I've watched them all. I got all the way to the end of the intertubes with the YouTube. So I watched every single one of them. And there's a few reasons why I decided on this kit. One was availability. That's always the most important thing, because although we're not in COVID stupidity anymore, it's still hard to find some things because people are, maybe it's the instability of the government or something, but people seem to be stockpiling some stuff. So it's, or it's just not available. It's just, they're not producing as many. I don't know. But anyway, this was the last kit that was available through one of the order, and you can find it in a couple stores. I've seen them in a couple stores. In Canadian, they're going for about $800. in American, anywhere from 400 range to like the mid 500 US range is what you can find it on. And why did I pick this? Well, let's pull it out, basically. Let's examine the parts, because I have not done this yet, and my son is behind the camera, and he's been trying to get into the box like a couple of times, and I mean, you guys don't know my son, but he is absolutely 100. This is right down his alley. Like manual, you know, tinkering with stuff, perfecting things, and seeing a finished product. He's all about that. So everybody's going to say, and I know it, you guys are going to like just pile drive the comments in there. Why'd you buy a kit? Why did you buy a kit? I have nothing. So one of the reasons as well why I bought the Hornady kit is because all the kits out there, I think this one comes with the least amount of useless items. 99, well, maybe not 99, I don't know. Let's say 70% of this kit is very useful. That's from what I understand. So let's go with the unbox. I get this cool Hornady sticker that you can't really see because it's a reverse sticker. Anyway, that's going to go somewhere, I'm sure. There's a 2023 product catalog, which is very cool. It's going to show you all the neat gadgets and things you can buy for once you're into the reloading. And again, this is something that I've been like throwing around the idea of for a long time, because I think if you're a serious hunter / shooter, then if you want to perfect your craft, this is one of those things. And also paying $75 in Canada for a box of ELD match is ridiculous. So I'm going to save so much money doing this, right? That's what everybody says or thinks, and then you just end up shooting more, which is a win-win in my you know, estimation of what's coming along to me. Another Hornady sticker. That's a cool sticker. I like that. I'll put that on my vehicle maybe, see if I don't get pulled over by the police and trunk checked or something. That'll be fun. So copious amounts of, I like the packing they did on this. Like, should I say, I'll save the press till last and see what other accoutrements we have. So we got a shell holder, and some kits have them, some kits don't, but this one does have it. And it is basically universal, so it will fit a lot of different cartridges, and you're going to need that. I watched 1,000 videos on reloading, so every time they're all useful. We have got a Gen 3. Yeah, there we go. Digital pocket skill. I've heard that the pocket skill Gen 1, Gen 2 were not very good, and they were hoping the Gen 3 was going to be a little bit better. I hope so as well. And if it's not, this is one of those items that I don't mind replacing because it is not super expensive. So it does have, we'll look at that maybe a little bit later when we do like an in-depth review after I've set up. So there's the Gen 3 1500 digital pocket scale. The trickle compatible scale features a constant read. I know you guys are probably surprised that I can actually read. But yeah, I can. And yeah, the Army never unlearned me how to read. Compact design, a wire-free battery power supply, 2 AAA batteries. So wire-free power supply. That's like I guess a fancy way of saying that, you know, you don't have to plug it in. So there's that. We'll see how that works and see how precise that is. I wasn't about to mess around with a scale. The one-shot case lube, which from what I saw on many of the YouTubes, a lot of people are using an aerosol type case lube now because it's just easy and effective, and Hornady seems to be the one that most people are choosing. I can't say that it's better, but this should last you a very long time. So there it is, aerosol case lube. It's kind of funny, my son's like trying to peek at what's going on. The Bible, and let me just say, this is the 11th edition, which I believe is the newest, up to date. It is the Hornady Handbook of Cartridge Reloading. I'm not saying that this is the only one you'll ever need, because any of the guys that I've seen, they have got a ton of books. Okay, but this is going to give you bullet data, and it doesn't just have Hornady. I think there's some like generic stuff in there as well. I haven't really looked at it except to like quickly breeze through. But anyway, there it is. Very cool. And this is in Canada. Just this book is almost $100. So that to me is adding value. A funnel, okay, or it's a hat or something. I don't know. No, it is definitely a funnel. And I mean, this is one of those things you can't really go wrong with. I will say one thing, and I know that Hornady does this. This one here is like, I don't know if you can see that on the funnel, but it's not stepped. So where you put this on the cartridge, and I just happen to have a cartridge, where you put this on the cartridge, it fits very nice and tight because it is a slope exit, not stepped. And I heard that the step one, sometimes it can get jammed in there, like even some of the powder can get between the cartridge and the funnel, and then you'll end up with spillage, and nobody likes spillage. So, a funnel, this is probably not going to be the only one I'm going to ever have, but I mean, it looks good. It'll do the job, right? So, got a little trickler, and I mean, if you guys haven't reloaded, I'm going to introduce these products to you and just kind of tell you a little bit of what they do. So if you are doing individual powder measures, i.e. you've got your scale set up, okay, with your little pan on there, and there's a pan in here as well, so that's good. You can charge your bullets low, set the powder for each cartridge individually, and I mean, it's pretty precise. So you get close to, I don't know, let's say we're looking for 23 grain weight, because we're reloading 223, and you're at like 22.8 with the scoops. You have some powder in here, and you can trickle it into the pan just by turning this little doodad, and it'll let it out very slowly, so you can be very precise with how much to add, and then you don't end up with like, oh, that was too much, scoop some out, oh, that was, oh, just, oh, you know, start again. It's not the heaviest thing in the world. That's what everybody's saying about these. It's very tiny, you know. Is it going to sit there flat on the bench while you're doing stuff? You don't have to worry about knocking it over or whatever. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. There are plenty of different ones out there that are like cast and heavy and robust feeling. That's not one of them. But apparently, the actual trickle measure itself is very easy to predict. So there is that. Scale away. You got, oh, so much stuffs. I don't know if you guys are like me. I love gadgets. I love stuffs. So, obviously this thing is not put together perfectly yet, but that is part of your hand primer. And from what I understand, even though a lot of kits come with a priming that you can do with pulling a handle on your press, most people prefer that because they get a nicer feel and you're more in touch with how deeply you're inserting the primer. Not to seem sexual about that, but there it is. So a hand primer. Good things, bad things. I heard it's okay. It'll do the job, and that's all I want at this point. You know, if I get sick of it, then I'll look for something else. More cardboard. Oh, look, sweet. I got a empty box. That's just to like take up space. Oh, something else I should say about this. The hand primers, from what I understand, and you can just, well, see how much of a mess I'm going to make if I rip this thing apart. Oh, not too bad. Okay. Oh, and inside of the hand primer, there is your deburring tool. You do need one of these. It does the job. It's got a nice knurling on it. And it's just basically after you do your case trimming, you're just going to remove the burrs around the case. And you have one for the inside of the cartridge and for the inside of the cartridge, the pointy end, and the outside of the cartridge. So it's good. People still use it. There's other ones that are better, but there's not going to be anything wrong with that. So there's like a freebie in that. You have your little, I'm going to call them primer dishes. These are primer dishes. You set this up basically when you're with your hand primer tool that I showed you that's like, You set this up with it. One is for small, one is for large primers. You get both of them. Okay, so again, that's complete. You don't have to buy another one. From what I understand, the RCBS one is like the nicest one. Everybody loves that one. Oh, this one's heavy. What's this got in it? I bet you. Okay, there's another reason why I went Hornady. I mean, that thing is solid and heavy. Maybe I'll screw it into my Mustang and make a cool shifter knob. That would be pretty awesome. Anyway, it's heavy, it's solid, you're not going to break it. If you're loading 50 BMG, I mean, there's enough torque to get on that. So that's a good solid piece of kit, and everything I've touched so far in the kit feels like it's really like well put together. This is another reason why I bought the kit. Everybody is going on and on and on about this Hornady powder measure. I lost the cap. Inside of it, there's a baffle, which helps basically when you put the powder. You just fill this tube up basically, and then you set this little doodaddy thing here, and you set a measure instead of measuring each powder charge individually on the scale. You can set this very precise within a couple of, like, more precise than I can be, let's put it that way. And you fill that powder up, and then whenever you need it, there's a little handle. It's not attached right now, but you go and it dumps the powder into the cartridge. It's really, really nice from everybody, and it's solid. It's super solid. And I guess you could fill it up with vodka maybe and take shots as you're doing the. I wouldn't recommend. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. No cocaine, no vodka, no nothing like that. It's for powder. Okay. All right. So that's another reason why I bought the kit, because of that. And plus, they give you free bubble wrap, which is fun. Okay, what's in here? Oh my God, that is the best part of it. Nothing. It's a box. Or so much freaking recycling. Oh, there's the thing that I was telling you about, right? So there's the other one. This is a priming cedar that works with the press. If you're doing a bunch of 9mm, I mean, this would probably be the way to go. It's super tiny. Yes, it is steel. It comes with the large primer and the small primer. You have to take it apart. It's spring loaded. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know. I like to actually be able to feel something as I'm doing it. So maybe I'll try both and see which one I like better. And now, I just want to, so much cardboard. I didn't kill any trees in the making of this, okay? So I'm gonna put this and then get rid of that, and so you can take a good look at the actual press itself, which, by the way, has this little doodaddy thing here. And this, when you when you're doing your sizing and your decapping, this little bucket here, and as flimsy as it looks and plastic, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but see this hole in the side here? This hole is when you're doing the, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna go over it because I'm gonna explain that later. That's a problem for future Gary. Right now, I just want to show you some stuff. So this is the press. It's very chunky, very heavy. You are not going to break this. Steel bars. You can put a whack of torque on it. It's got a really big shaft. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? Yeah. There's the little bucket thing that the old primers fall into. Shell holder slot. I mean, it's like, and it's a very smooth operation. There's no wobble in that. There's a slight bit of play in the shaft. I mean, but it's pretty tight going up and down through the hole. And we don't even have lube at this point. So I'm pretty impressed. And you know, like if you fasten that onto the end, it's not going anywhere, right? It's very, very, very robust, very solid. Is it the best one? No, probably not. I know it's not the best one. Well, according to people's opinions, and people have opinions. This is another reason why I bought this, because I'm brand new to the reloading world. I was thinking about going with maybe a progressive. I mean, they're so expensive, but maybe a turret press. This is kind of like having a turret press and almost like a mini progressive. So this is the patented, you know, Hornady patented bushing system, lock and load. And so what you do is you set your die into here, threads in like any other die is going to thread into a reloading. And then you can see the teeth on this bushing. Okay, so then in order to actually put it in and start using the die, it just pops in and you turn it. I can't turn it very well right now because there's nothing to grip onto. But it locks into place. It locks into place. That's the lock and load. So very cool system. I really like that. Then you can, I mean, a normal rifle die kit has got 2 dies. So they give you 3 bushings. So you can set your dies up in the bushings, set them and lock them in place and forget about doing that every single time. Some of the other choices like your Lee, which I really seriously considered because everybody said it was amazing, and the price point is, I mean, it's the cheapest one that you can get. It's kind of why I went with this one, is some of this as well. And also, before I forget, I want to mention, can I find it? Can I find it? Yes. So, as I was buying this, this came like on top of the box with the package. And it is, I'm just going to show you, anyway, it just says free bullets. I'm like, what does that say, free bullets? So it's qualifying Hornady products. Right now they have a promotion on till I don't know when, and you can check it out on Hornady promotions website. But if you buy certain things, you get free bullets. I like free, and that's another thing I absolutely sold my wife on. I was like, no, I'm getting $300. That's US, so like $450 Canadian or more, because bullets are really expensive, worth of projectiles. Projectiles are not cheap. So, yeah, I mean, there's that, right? I'm excited. I know you guys are excited. So then, you can't just buy this. I'm nowhere near, by the way, this is a really strange thing to include in my mind. I mean, it's a little weird. Okay, but the idea behind that is you mount that either to your press or to a table. I would think that the best thing would be like an arm, to have that separate and raised up off the bench. But anyway, you put your little measure doodad in there and you fasten that in, and then it's going to be held in place. So I will either fabricate something out of wood or maybe buy the arm or something. I don't know. Okay, what else did I buy? As you saw, I have probably thousands of 223. And I think as far as a starting, and don't take my advice on this, but I think if, in my mind, with the videos that I watch, 223 is one of the easiest rounds to reload. So I said to myself, you should get some 223 dies. And by the way, if you buy a custom or matched die set, you get another 100 free bullets. So you know that I had to do that. I bought a die set, and this is the 222 Remington. Kidding, it's the 223 Remington. I was about to try and fold that. That don't work. So this is a 223 Remington die set. Is it the best die set? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going after like match, like it's 223. Like, what do you want out of it? Like, honestly, I'm more than likely not entering any long distance competitions shooting this caliber. So I want to be able to reload 223. I need these dies to reload 223. You can get Lee dies. Lee dies are probably the cheapest. RCBS are right up there, but it's very cool. And I mean, when you look at this stuff, boing, I just ejected a little cartouche. So the nice thing, I think, and when I read the reviews on the dies itself, some dies have aluminum collars, or the locking system on the dies doesn't actually lock. You can tighten it, but it doesn't lock. These have all of those features. It's like milled steel, and you can see the locking collar itself has got a little spot for a hexagonal key. So you put a hex key in there and you can lock that collar down completely tight, right? So if you want to just take a closer look at that. Okay, so once you set that thing in on the bushing, once you set that thing in, it locks and you're good to go. So yeah, it's probably not the best, and just give me a second, I'll remove this stuff. Oh, you get it. Oh, there's all kinds of toys in here. Yeah, there's your hex key, and probably an extra decapping pin, if there's one even in there. But that's what you get when you buy a die set. And they're about $75, $80, $90 in Canada. So it depends where you go. It depends on availability. They're hard to find right now, especially in your popular cartridges. I couldn't find any 308. 6.5 Creedmoor was hit or miss. This is 223. This is the one and I lucked out and I found it. So anyway, I picked up the 223 dies. So excellent. That's a good start. You have to have boxes of stuff. Everybody that I've seen that's doing reloading has about 872 to the power of 2 boxes, because you're constantly moving stuff from one box to another. Like, you know, you have to prep this part, do stage 1, then move it from there to there, and then do stage 2, and then move that to that. So anyway, these were very cheap. This was like, I want to say like $8. And you know, like, obviously it's fitting flush right now. This is a small, there's all kinds of different sizes. It's made in the USA, and this is I think it's NTN. Yeah, R60 series, mtmcaseguard.com, medium rifle, 22-250 to 308. So it'll fit anywhere up to a 308 cartridge, and then obviously once you have the projectile inserted, it's gonna stick on the top. These are just casings that we were kind of going through the loose stuff and looking for the purdy ammo. So there's that. What else did you get? Ooh, this stuff. I found this for $22, I think. It is a standard Hornady 22 cal. It's 55 grain, a full metal jacket bow tail with a cannelure, 100 of each. So I just bought 200 because, I mean, that's $50 worth of bullets basically, and that should get me started, depending on how many I destroy. But that could be a problem for future Gary. This was the only powder I could find. So if you're into reloading, you know, you look at what you want to reload. It gives you different options as far as what bullet you're using, what do you want to take it to, don't do max, you know, do minimum, whatever. And there's a bunch of different options. So I went through like almost every single option of powder I had before I found one. And this is pretty generic. It's just the Hodgdon H335. It's a ball powder, which is probably going to be good for the smaller projectiles because it's a faster burn. Anyway, this is what I got. I know that everybody's going to go, oh my God, you should have got the IMB, blah, 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 whatever. This is what I could find. And this is going about $80 a pound right now. But if you're doing 223, you're looking at like 23 grains or so. That's a pound. You should be able to load over 1,000 rounds with 1 pound. We'll see. I don't know. I haven't done it before, so I don't know. I bought the only small rifle primers that I could find. So there's the powder. That's all I could find, guys. And it's, $90, almost $100 a pound. Ouch. I got Remington small rifle primers. These are the only ones I could find. You guys are probably going to blast me in the comments saying you picked up garbage, whatever. This is all I could find. I'm plinking 223, so I hope it's going to work, and I hope it's not going to give me too many headaches when I'm looking at seating or whatever. It shouldn't, right? But they had 5 boxes left, and I bought all 5. They were $11 per 100. So they're mine now. Nobody has any. There's so many things you need. Ho-ho! And I bet you somebody was saying, I bet you that guy didn't even get a shell holder. I did. I bought the last number 16 shell holder that I could find within like a 200-mile radius. This was, again, about the same price, $11. I looked for a kit that was universal, that had a whole bunch of them. Nope, can't have it. All the 308 was gone. All the 6.5 was gone. 7 mil was gone. 300, like everything was gone. And I found that one, and I'm very lucky, very, very lucky to have found that. So that's the Hornady one, and I know if you have the RCBS, it will also fit, but that's the Hornady one. And you need that. You need something to hold the shells while you're doing stuff. And this thing does stuff, so it needs that in order to do the stuff with the things. Right? You guys know. You're reloading guys. Reloading guys are, I wonder if now I'm going to become like, like Smeagol and like sort through all the brass when I get to the range. Like, like that's, you can always tell a reloader guy when they go to the range. I go to the range, I set up on the bench, and I get ready to shoot. A reloading guy comes in. He doesn't even have anything with him yet. His firearms are still out in the vehicle or whatever. But he's rifling through the brass because somebody might come in after him. So I don't want to be that guy. I hope I don't become that guy. This is just an RCBS case cleaner. This is the small rifle one. I think that was $4. And what's the good of having the brush if you don't have the little accessory, like screwdriver type handle, basically, that the brush screws into? So I got that. Also RCBS. And like guys, I'm not brand specific. I just bought whatever I could find. This is the Lyman Primer Pocket Cleaner. People say you can use a screwdriver. That's fine. I could have found a screwdriver that would have fit and it would have used it perfectly well. But I mean, I don't really see the big difference. I like having tools for tools. In the same way that I don't take apart a plug and electric receptacle with a butter knife, I also don't use screwdrivers to clean firearms. So I have the tool for it, and it was really cheap anyways. It was like $8, I think, for this Lyman one. So, oh man, it's like getting to the bottom of your stocking at Christmas. I'm all done now. So that's what I have, all of this stuff. And if you're buying it in Canada, I'll say that these presses seem to be going up in price. But if you want to get the Lee kit. I'm just not sure that all the stuff that goes with it is as good. This is at least, most of the stuff is middle of the road, and then there's some, that are really good, like the press is really good, and the powder thrower is really good. I'm not sure about the scale. We'll see about that. What am I missing? The only thing I'm missing, basically, well, that's actually a loaded question because there are so many tools and gadgets that you can get for this. But what am I really missing? I could start loading if I had clean brass, and we've been going through it, and we've got some brass that's in really good shape that I'm not even going to bother probably cleaning because I've been watching a few videos and they say it's overrated. So we've been picking through, got some really good stuff. That, and I'm missing a case trimmer. And I'm probably going to eventually pick up, if I can make it back to my wife and she forgives me, or I can hide it, one or the other. A Lyman, it looks like a little wheel chuck. Anyway, I'm probably going to pick one of those up. It seems to be the easiest one to use, or my son says that he might buy it because he's tripping out on this stuff as well, which it's cool, right? It's mechanical and it does stuff, and you make things with it, and I like that idea. So he trips out on it. I enjoy that idea of it. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna pick that up, and we're gonna like do stuff tonight. We're gonna hook this up, set it up, set the die. We're gonna decap and resize 2,000 or so casings. Yeah, and then I don't think I'm gonna. There's enough videos out there about stuff, but if I learn something cool, I'm gonna throw it down into a video that'll show up somewhere around here. And I don't have any right now, so I don't know why I'm pointing. But anyway, if I learn, like, and it's funny. Oh, I should have got a bullet puller. I should have got one. I didn't get one because the one that they had I didn't like, and it was a brand X, and I don't want to buy a brand X. So I hope I'm not jinxing myself, and I hope this is not a problem for future beard guy, because that would suck if I'm stuck because I don't have a bullet puller. Anyway. So I guess if you guys are into this and like lessons and I know there's a million lessons to be learned, and that's not what I'm saying, but if there's one that sticks out, drop it in the comments, because I would love to know before I do something really stupid, not that I haven't already. But yeah, that's it. I'm psyched about this. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. So I'm gonna leave this here, and you guys are gonna get through the magic of video-age camera stuff. I don't know, something. You'll get to see some of the products, maybe not close up, but at least an overview of all this stuff. Yeah, and then it's going to be installed and like really cool. You know what this would be? This would be good for like whacking sons right on the bridge of the nose. No, I wouldn't do that. Yeah. No, I was talking about your brother. So don't worry about it. All right, so that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please like, subscribe, comment, and yeah, if you're looking into this, so far I highly recommend this. And just tell your wife how much money you're gonna save, because like you guys are gonna be rich by reloading your own shells for sure. You know it's true. You know it's true. Don't forget to click that like, subscribe, and we will see you when I have lessons learned, which I fear might not be that long from now. Cheers.